Look at that ugly mug. Hello. Hi. Heyo. I'm Heyo. My name is Helvani. Coming to you from the beautiful, glorious Garden State. Um, y'all see the title? Moving forward and embracing joy. I've come to the realization that as far as life goes, there are some things that kind of need to switch up. Things are really just not kind of working out for me. And I need to switch up. I need to change what I'm doing. I need to make new choices, better choices for me as far as my financial health goes, my mental health, and my physical health. It's a lot of stuff that I've just haven't focused on, mostly because it was something that I didn't want to focus on. Was adrift in the world and not really doing too much to better my situation. And at the tender, baby young age of 35, I finally made the choice to move forward instead of accepting what comes my way. Moving forward looks different for different people, but for me, it's mostly going to be about embracing the things that bring me joy, which in turn should hopefully bring me to a place that brings me more motivation, brings me excitement, um, and just sort of keeps me engaged with what I have going on. Before, I would just kind of from a place of shame and a place of not believing I really deserved anything, I kind of would just accept anything that would fall into my lap and be grateful for that thing. And while that's something that I do not want to let go of, I also need to incorporate um, an understanding of self worth. An understanding of what it is that I bring to the table, and an understanding of the things that I'm able to contribute to coworkers, to the world around me, to the people in my life, and to my significant others. Significant others, friends are significant. So with that, there's a couple things that need to change. There's just a few new directions and new paths that I need to go down. A lot of this is coming from a lot of thought that happened over the last month. February 5th, I was in the hospital. I went to the ER. I was having issues with my breathing. Um, at that point, I had been having some issues getting some prescription medication filled in. And because I would prioritize other things, I would not prioritize my health as much as I needed to. I would always get done working after the pharmacy would close. I wouldn't really push hard to try to get my blood pressure medicine filled out for me. Um, and I wasn't really doing as much as I could have been doing to really try to get down to the brass tacks of what was actually happening. There was some miscommunications that were happening. My doctor had left the office, from my understanding. I'm still kind of in the dark, but I had finally made a decision because I was starting to have some weird feelings, weirdness as far as how my breathing was going, and I decided to go to get a new doctor. And first of all, I love the new doctor that I have. Super great guy. He immediately was like, "Hey, your blood pressure is like 220 over one something." It was high, and mix that with if the difficulties with my breathing, he was like, "I recommend you go to the ER immediately." And off I went, going on a trip to the little rocket ship. You about to die. That was dark. That was dark. And while I was there, I was seeing all types of different people. I was seeing a lot of kids that were sick and crying, that were listless. Not, you could tell the flu this year has been just really bad in general, and you could really see how many people were being affected by it there. And also, there was another gentleman that was there. I'm a big guy, which is going to be a story that I'll get into on a different video. But I'm a big guy, and this person, it was a guy who was much bigger than I was, and he was having worse symptoms than I was having. And a big thing that I noticed was how much water he was retaining inside of his legs. And he was there for almost as long as I was there. And I was kind of like looking down a path, and like I was following the same path that that guy was going down, and there was a lot of stuff that was just going through my mind, and I kept thinking about it, and I kind of realized I needed to change some stuff. I need to prioritize myself more, and I need to prioritize being healthier. No, I'll just say healthy. Which means I need to change up some things with regards to what I do on my personal time, and it may mean that I need to change up some things on what I do elsewhere. I'll figure out if that's something that needs to actually happen, but this is the beginning steps, figuring out what the next steps are and all that kind of stuff. Since February 5th, I've dropped 35 pounds. Which I know at my size, that's probably a lot of water weight, but um, I've reintroduced some friends in my life who have been really advocating for my health and have really been doing a lot to help me, which has been super beneficial. And I'll never be able to say thank you enough. And when it comes to the embracing joy part of stuff, there's this like mind block that I think I have in my head where I feel like I don't deserve it. It's also kind of where the prioritizing thing gets misaligned, and this feeling that I need to prove to others my worth, and like at the detriment of my well-being and all that kind of stuff, and that needs to go out the window. I just gotta throw it away, just toss it right out, and learn how to do what I want to do and not feel guilty about it. As long as I'm engaging with it healthily, right? Everything's about balance. So, what does that look like? What does embracing joy look like? Embracing joy means embracing my time outside of my professional time, right? Embracing joy also means trying to transition my professional time more towards stuff that I enjoy doing. What are the things I enjoy doing? A lot of D&D, a lot of music. I miss hanging out with friends. That's something that I kind of stopped doing for multiple reasons that we can get into in another video. But a lot of D&D and a lot of music is the main thing. And, something I always wanted to do was get a sax studio going. Get a couple students. It doesn't have to be a lot, but start teaching again. Man, there's just a lot of stuff that I stopped doing because I was prioritizing other things, and that just can't be the case anymore. I have like an all or nothing mentality. I need to be more flexible, be less rigid, and allow for multiple things to come my way, and accept the I don't want to say the compliments, but like the accolades that make accolades. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, accept the good things that come from doing things that I enjoy doing, as opposed to running away from it, believing that I don't deserve those good things. It's a thing that I need to fight and I need to work on, and that's literally the whole point of this. Live your best life, because one day you'll be 35 in an ER room, realizing that you haven't lived the life that you should have been living or could have been living, that is only being prevented by yourself and your actions. Like, you get one life. This isn't a video game. This isn't D&D. I mean, it's kind of D&D, but this isn't D&D. There's no resurrection spells. When it's over, it's over. So you got to do what you can to live the life that you want to live to the best of your ability, and to embrace the things that you enjoy doing. And that's what this is about, right? I want to talk about D&D. I want to have people. I want to build a community of people who like to talk about D&D. I want to also build a studio of sax musicians and be able to harbor a safe space where people can like learn music and or just learn that they're able to accomplish something and do something and be able to like stick to a task and see the body of work that comes from that. I also want to be able to implement that myself and continue this path that I started in the last month. You know, keep walking, keep drinking more water, keep myself, you know, from consuming things that are just not healthy for me. And also, a new thing that I've done recently is opening up about my issues and talking to people about it and saying, "Hey, I could use support. I could use help." And allowing myself to be held accountable for my actions as opposed to running away from that and hiding and secluding myself inside of a room. This is my childhood room. It is it's currently being patched up and I still have a couple things that I need to take out of here. But you know, like it's it's about being better, moving forward, and just learning how to be a better version of yourself, whatever that ends up looking like, and not holding shame for past thoughts, memories, and allowing that to affect you. Moving forward with love and embracing joy and just spreading that joy with as many people as possible and getting to know as many people as possible, and you know, just sort of embracing a community of people who can be like-minded but also be able to, you know, discuss important things and learn from that and be able to grow and not get stuck in a bubble, which is a whole other thing. But yeah, so what am I going to do about it? A lot of it is going to be continuing what I have been doing. I've started going on a couple of walks when I'm able to. I would like to make sure that as opposed to it being when it's convenient, just doing it, you know, just going out. Whether that means having somebody who walks alongside of me, whether it's getting on a phone call with someone and then taking that opportunity to get up and walk around. I work in an office in Philadelphia, and I'd be able to, you know, just get up, maybe get on a phone call and walk around the office building that I work in, work around the block in the city that I work in Philly. Like, I would be able to just make small changes that will amount to big things. I've already started drinking a ton more water, just making sure that I'm doing that on the weekends as well. For whatever reason, on the weekend, not for whatever reason, I know why. Making sure that I have a setup that allows me to, that sets me up for as much success as possible. I need to make sure, the other thing that I've been doing to lose weight has been fasting, making sure that I have some sort of cameras set up, or not cameras, clocks set up, alarms set up that, you know, I at first reminds me, hey, don't forget, not starting until X time and ending at this time, and having something, basically setting reminders for myself, because I do have a tendency to be a little bit less mindful than I wish I could be. And instead of getting down on myself for not being mindful, use technology that I have to help me be more mindful. With regards to embracing joy, this is going to be a big part of it. It's been over a decade that I've been wanting to have like a YouTube channel and just talk about the things that I enjoyed talking about, and hopefully being able to cast the net out and, you know, catch some people who like talking about the same stuff, and hopefully getting to meet new people and getting to geek out and learn new things and talk about the D&D games that I'm in, talk about any D&D games that I run, talk about things that I'm excited that are coming out soon. Um, you know, talk about inspirations, books, movies, TV shows, little tidbits that end up inside of the stuff that I write for my games. You know, like, there's plenty of things that I just feel like I need to chat about, which will kind of, you know, cause a loop to make me more excited about the stuff that I'm doing. When it comes to music, talk about new music that I'm listening to. What is it that I'm jamming to? Why am I still listening to Lingus, Snarky Puppy's Lingus? That's been out for a very long time, and it's still fire. Talking about new music that comes out, old music that's been around for a while, new to me music. Um, Getting to practicing more consistently. Just sort of like really aiming towards the stuff that I enjoy as opposed to hedging my bets and hoping that, hedging my bets because I don't believe in myself, if that makes sense. And a lot of this, I need to make sure that I'm enforcing like deadlines and kind of really pushing to make sure that I am keeping on top of the things that I need to keep on top of. I have a D&D game that I run every 2 weeks. I end up doing a decent amount the weekend after I run, and then it's almost nothing until the Wednesday before. And it would be so much easier if I'm able to just hit a little bit at a time each day, whether it's 5, 10 minutes. Again, consistency, being mindful, and being able to deliver on the thing that I want to deliver on the most. Because what ends up happening is I'll put something out there that I do enjoy, that I'm like, all right, that was pretty good, but I know it could have been better. If you're from my game, spoilers ahead. This last session, I introduced a character. Her name is Melora. She's a Siderian. And I actually had spent some time thinking about what it is that she looks like, how, you know, any features that are interesting on her. I also introduced another character, Maya. Spent some time introducing her and like getting my descriptions down because that was something that I felt like I had been lacking that I really wanted to improve on. So when I knocked those two out and I gave it out, I felt amazing that like afterwards, they're talking to each other's like they're talking about a specific aspect and they're like, that was a nice touch. And they're saying that to each other, not necessarily to me, but I'm overhearing it. I'm like, this is awesome. I love it and it makes me happy. Um, Being able to do more stuff like that. I know that I can do better and I know that it would make me feel great if I'm able to pull it off. So instead of cutting corners, because I know I can get away with doing less, I want to do more. And that's the case with a lot of things. And I think that's where the shame comes from, right? You know that you can do more, but you don't. And even though you're able to still accomplish the thing, because it's not to your standards, it's less enjoyable. So then do more. It's easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work for plenty of people. Me specifically. That's me diminishing how difficult the thing is to make it seem like I'm a bum. I am a bum, but that's a different issue. Oh man, all over the place. Anyway, so as far as deadlines go, I don't know, man. It needs to be something achievable. I'm going to be posting this video tomorrow on Monday. And then my next video, for sure, will be coming out the following Friday. I may end up really dialing in and end up putting more out. But the deadline I'm making for myself is that this video is going to get edited down, go out on the YouTube channel on Monday. As bad as it may be, I have a mic here. For all I know, it's garbage. I'm also recording on the mic on the webcam that I have there. For all I know, it's not going to work, but it's about starting. That's the important first step. And on Friday, that important step is about sticking to a deadline. So that's what I'm going to do. Moving forward, embracing joy, pushing to be the better version of yourself. D&D, music, and health. Let's do this. I hope you join me. And I'll catch y'all on the flip. Peace.